Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about Torchwood episode 10. This was called Out of Time, and I know I keep saying this, but this was the best episode yet. I keep saying this because the show gets better and better with each installment. Right, Momo? Right, Momo? Oh, isn't he cute? Isn't he cute kitty? So, similar to the last episode, there's really no alien threat. It's just, three people who find themselves transported from 1950 to 2006, and they have to cope with it and, you know, try to adjust to their new lives. The plane went through a time portal. I'm not exactly sure how that happens, but it's not really relevant for the plot. But it's nice seeing like three different people of different kind of leading different kind of lives have to adjust to this. Our first one is named Diane, who is she's a pilot, and back then it was very rare for women to be pilots, and also the restrictions on being a pilot was a lot less than it is now, and she finds herself restricted by living in the present now. And it's I don't know I liked her relationship with Owen, but I'm still not a big fan of Owen because he's a creep. And I feel like the show's kind of trying to be like, yeah, he's a flawed character, but look how he changes. But I feel like there's no coming back from date rape. It's not like you had some little flaws. Like they do a good job giving Gren flaws, but they're not making Gren like an outright disgusting person. They're not making Yanto like shoot puppies to give him flaws. There's a difference. Oh shoot! Don't shoot kitties, Ethel. Um, but yeah, I'm just not a big fan of Owen. But the relationship was good on like from whole side because he doesn't know he did that stuff. But it's still like trying to give him so much development now seems like I don't know. It just seems like you can't come back from that. You can't come back from date rape. That's my hot take, by the way. The second person was John, who was I think the most tragic because he had a wife and a son. And probably like the saddest scene in the episode was when he saw his son, who's now like 90 and living in a nursing home, and he has Alzheimer's. And it was just so sad because you can remember him. And it was just really tragic and heartbreaking to like you see your son as a 5 year old and then the next day he's like in that condition, and it's just really tragic. And I think that it's pretty realistic depiction of dementia. Like how he remembers certain details about his childhood, like him playing the game he was playing, but not really like who he is or who his dad is. I think it's very realistic. Like he forgets people, but little events in his past he could remember. And it was just a very tragic scene. And John killing himself at the end of the episode because he can't cope with not being with his son and wife and having a life, owning a shop. It was very tragic, and I could definitely see how Jack like empathized with him because Jack has been living for so long at this point. He's out of time. He really everybody around him has died over and over again. So I think he really related to John, and it was sweet that he was with him when he died. He didn't want John to be alone. And that was just really tragic. John Barrowman, as much of a weirdo he is in real life, you gotta give it to him that he is a good actor, and he nailed that scene. I think I don't think suicide was the answer though. You could have moved on, but I understand why John did it. I just feel like the message of the episode is a bit weird and saying like, suicide's the answer for that. I don't know. I'd rather not think that's the answer. Moving on to Emma's plotline, who I think was the most hopeful out of it. She just kind of started off being like, "Oh my God, I miss my parents. I miss my dog." It was really sad when she said she missed her dog, and she kind of like learns to accept it compared to the other two. She gets a job in the city as a working. I forgot what her job was, but it was like a job in London, and she's slowly like coping with it. And I liked when she was with Gren, and Gren was explaining like how sex has changed since the 50s, and I don't know, the friendship was really nice. And I like how Reese is a little bit suspicious, and kind of starts to distrust Gren, which he has a reason to. Gren has a secret job, plus he cheated on him a couple times, which was, that was a bit weird. I wonder if that's ever going to get addressed. I'd like to see that get addressed. Maybe in the finale or something. But yeah, that was just a great episode. Like a very sad episode, I think. It really has a tragedy to it, but also a little bit of hopefulness in terms of Emma. I don't know where Diane flew off to. She's just like, I'm gonna fly into another time rift. How often does this happen? Does every plane in Wales that takes off go to a time rift? That's the question I have, but it'll probably never be answered, so who cares? But yeah, besides that, I really enjoyed the episode. Great performances all around. Yeah, so let me know what you think of it down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.